Hi.
Here we are again doing our moon readings from the Pomegranate Grove, and the next significant moon we want to talk about, and we're really excited about this because 3 out of the 4 of us have this moon. Yes, we have got a full moon coming up in Gemini. Hello, sisters, Gemini sisters.
Oh, wait. Gemini sisters, shake it. I just changed the Steely Dan song.
Yeah, we've got it coming up on Monday, the 30th of November 2020. Here in Cambridge, that happens at 9:28 in the morning on that day. So can we all just say where it will be in our parts of the world? That might help people.
Right.
Yeah, for me-
So in Kuwait, it'll be around just 3 hours ahead. So 12:28 p.m.
Okay, Sharon?
4:28 a.m.
4:28 a.m. Cassidy, and tell us where you are, Sharon. So it's
I'm near Augusta, Georgia.
And here in Pacific Standard Time, it's at 1:28 a.m.
Okay, so we've got the timings, and that's the actual time when it officially is a full moon, because it's absolutely 180 degrees opposite the sun in the sky. It's totally on the same degree, which is 8 degrees and 37 astrological minutes. So, but the moon is in Gemini at 8:37, and the sun is in Sagittarius at 8:37 at that moment. And just in case anybody wants to be a little bit more specific and can't do their little moon work exactly at that time, just so you know, the moon enters Gemini the day before, on the 29th of November, on the Sunday, at 16:16 in Cambridge, 4:16 in the afternoon, and it doesn't leave Gemini until Wednesday the 2nd of December. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said December. It just feels weird, but anyway, yeah, it leaves Gemini on the Wednesday the 2nd at 3:33 in the morning. So they're the times when it is in Gemini, from beginning to end, and at what point it becomes the full moon. I mean, you can do really the full moon work. Was it, Khalid? It's 72 hours.
Up to 72 hours, right, from the onset. Yeah.
72 hours from when it actually is the exact full moon. So that would count as the full moon phase. Okay. There's not that much really notable astrologically at that time of the full moon. I mean, obviously it's directly opposite the sun. That's a given. Otherwise it wouldn't be a full moon and we wouldn't be doing this video. But there's nothing, none of the big major things or the major aspects or connections are happening. There are a couple of little things. We're not going to bang on about them and be complicated. One of them's a nice one. There is a very nice, it's called a sextile. It's a 60 degree. It's a nice one with Chiron, who has the reputation of being called the wounded healer. And that might be relevant for some people's readings. So I'm just throwing that out there. And the other one is, if anything, it's more like a non-connection. I'm going to call it a non-connection, but it has a name. But it's when a planet is 150 degrees, so 180 is directly opposite. But when a planet is close to being 150 degrees away from another planet, it's kind of almost like the two planets are not really making much of a connection. It's kind of, you know, they kind of don't get each other, but it's not a conflict. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because I love the name of this. I love the name of this so much. I just don't want to not say it. It's called a quincunx, and I love it. I just love it. I can't say it enough. And the moon is quincunxing, if there is a verb for it, Venus at the time it makes the full moon. Whether that is relevant or not to the readings, who knows? But anyway, unless anyone else has got anything to add, anybody? We're going to go for the tarot readings. Oh, Khalid,
just
anything?
if you no, I'm just saying, like, if you want to keep the 150-degree aspect in mind and work with it in the future, it might be easier to say, for you to say in conjunct. It wouldn't be as fancy, but you could just say in conjunct, because
No,
no,
you have to say quincunx.
You have to say quincunx.
Yeah, if someone has come up with that word, it needs to be used.
One hell of a Scrabble word. Got the
Right?
M, you got the X, like
Oh my God, imagine getting that on a triple word score. You're bound to win on a quincunx.
the day that happens, I'm texting you.
Absolutely. Right, so on today's, we're kicking off with Cassidy today. She's doing the fire. I'm doing the earth. Sharon won the draw and is doing the air. So she will be reading for all us Gemini moonies. And Khalid is doing the water sign. So there's going to be a message for absolutely everyone, whether it's your sun, your moon, or your rising. You might have 3 messages if you know where your sun, moon, and rising are. So so for anyone who is a moon worker or who wants to just create a little bit of magic in their lives on or around the 30th of November, take it away, Cassidy. What do you have for the fire signs, or the first fire sign?
Let's see. We've got Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So, Aries, what's going on for you? Okay. All right. Yeah. So, certainly a sense of understanding and using this as a time to really like close a chapter. Really, something that has been either in disarray or has been challenging. It's just showing that this is kind of the full moon that's gonna, without sounding really cheesy, like light your way away from the situation that you're in. It's really time to get some things in order and be really willing to say goodbye to either a difficult situation or even just something that's been messy or cluttered or something like that. But it's really a call to you right now to move past and away from just something that was not complete.
Oh,
Move on to something a little more exciting.
what was the
Perhaps
power?
even follow the moon a little bit.
Very nice.
Which is cool because
Yeah.
we have an eclipse moon in this particular card.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a very pretty card. And the full moon is a perfect time for letting go, actually.
Right.
Ideal for walking away and letting go once and for all, like recognizing that something is it's time to kind of step away from it. So yeah, good for the Aries people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're the missing piece you're looking for, Aries.
Yes.
Oh,
You're the missing piece.
Wow, very nice. Okay, so same question to Taurus. What is the message for this full moon in Gemini? And the moon is exalted in Taurus, so maybe we'll get something kind of like positive. What's the advice or the message for anyone who is Taurus, sun, moon, or rising? Be fair. That's the message I'm getting. If you are Taurus, I think it's saying to me, try to look at both sides of the situation. Yeah, be fair, be honest, and try to create the most harmonious, I'm going to go for solution to the situation, but definitely consider both sides. Put yourself maybe in the other person's shoes, weigh things up, and be prepared to compromise. That's what, yeah, I think that's the where I've come to with this. Yeah, for anybody who is Taurus who wants to do some letting go or wants to kind of deal with something, consider other people in the situation, compromise if necessary, but also be fair to yourself. The situation has come to a kind of, the moon is full, so it should be that you can see everything for what it is and be fair to everyone as much as you possibly can. I think it's kind of obvious what the card is.
Yeah.
Justice upright.
Nice.
Love that.
Right.
Excellent.
So if you have Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Gemini.
Here we go. Here we go, Gemini
Wow.
people.
Ah,
Oh,
so let me think this through and talk this through. Full moon in Gemini. Stop clinging so tightly for Gemini. Stop holding on so tight that you're hurting yourself. It's time to let go. If these things are holding you back, if these things are hurting you, it's time to really look at it and truly let it go. Not just say you've let it go, but just because you're so tense right now. You're holding on so freaking tightly with everything you've got that you're hurting yourself and you're hurting the people around you. Nobody wants to be by you when you're like that. Even though they love you, they can't stand to see you like that. So if you're holding on to something so tightly that it hurts, just breathe and let it go.
gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I imagined that card. I just imagined it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
That's painful.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. Yeah. All right. Well, should we move on to Cancer?
Let's do it.
Right. My moon in Cancer, so I'm excited. Let's see what comes up. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that, right, if you've had your sight on pretty ambitious plans, plans that would take actually a long time to be manifested, tone that down, that urge to hold on to those plans, because they're not likely to be manifested at the speed that you're envisioning. So just like let go of your attachment to those plans, and either look for new directions to invest your energy in, or give yourself more time to realize what you have in mind. Okay, so I got for you the Two of Wands reversed.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Yes.
So yeah, so don't like, it's like my feeling is like don't cling to that kind of ambitiousness that you have within you now. Okay. And don't insist that, right, don't insist on having a kind of, on manifesting a plan that kind of accords with this very vast field of possibilities that you're seeing in this globe that you're holding, you know? So instead, just either wait for a better time or choose something that is more modest to focus your energy on, right? Yeah, so that's the message for Cancer.
I think they were all quite poignant messages, and that might reflect, because it is an eclipse this time, that, you know, that they were quite, I don't know, though, I thought they were quite bold, all of those messages. Did you not think so? A lot of letting go, a lot of
Yeah.
yes, a lot of advice on, yeah, yeah, clinging on is not the best thing to do in this situation. You need to give it some air and space and what have you. Okay,
Right.
round 2.
Fight.
Right. So for the Leos, I mean, when you're saying give it some air, yes, definitely. So a couple of things coming through with this, and it's almost like I would almost say just re-listen to what Kali just said, but do the opposite. Not because it's that card the other way around, but it's just instead of focusing on this moon to let go of something, be very conscious of what you are, do more of a replacing rather than a letting go. So there doesn't need to be this space where there's just nothing, or really diving into something that you have gotten rid of, whether a physical thing, a thought pattern, whatever it is. And this is coming more in a mental capacity. So really, as soon as you're willing to like let go of something, it's an exchange process. So have something else that's coming in to replace it. This is a really excellent time for you to make your long-term plans. Also, just like a little side note of if you're doing any sort of work with like angels or spirit guides or ancestors, it's just showing that that's going to be a time they can really, really connect with you well. It's you'll hear them, I think. Quite. It's kind of just a neat little side note for that. But overall, yeah, I mean, really use this time to kind of, the message is like almost use this as your pre-January 1st. Like use this to set your intentions of what, like this is just a really great time for you to decide how you want this next part to go, and then have December to sort of try that out. You know, anything you're thinking of a resolution, set it, use December as your, your playground. Stick to things that you set for yourself, and like I said, replace something new into your life. I'm thinking it's like thought patterns, the way you see things, the way you go about making plans, that kind of stuff. So, yes, King of Swords.
Nice.
It's like a really great card with this moon and with the Leo combination.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Powerful time.
It's very kind of in control, isn't it? Very empowered.
Yeah, and I mean, look, you can see the little, the little spirit person.
Hang on.
With
Yeah.
The little fairy on his shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was just kind of lighting up for me a bit, so that seems like a relevant point as well.
Whispering in his ear.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, nice for the Leos. Okay, but what about the Virgos? How is this moon? What's the message for this Gemini moon for the Virgos? Okay. Right. Okay. So I know that Virgos like to pay attention to detail. And I am actually feeling this this full moon for you, for the Virgos, is all about the smaller things. It is about concentrating on the little details. So Virgos could possibly quite enjoy this full moon. So it's not about worrying about the bigger picture at all. It's definitely about the kind of like the smaller things. And I would say my one big, I don't know, slogan for the Virgos is, although you are allowed to kind of and encourage, that's a better word, to look at the smaller details and enjoy the smaller details, do keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple and see what you can get from those little details. And sometimes the little details are things like the icing on the cake, aren't they? They are the things that just make all the difference. So yeah, I think you are allowed to analyze things a little bit or be a little bit kind of nitpicky about things, but do keep it simple and enjoy it. That's what I'm getting for the Virgos. Any guesses?
Enjoy it.
We have the KISS system.
Yes. I
That's
was thinking the same
all.
thing.
I've beaten the panel. Right. The Page of Wands.
Love that.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
think
good.
it's simple, but it is it is the smaller things. Have some fun with the smaller things and the small little details. Like, don't get hung up on them. Don't get overcomplicated with them, and you may benefit from just having some fun with it over the full moon. If you are a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising.
Nice.
I don't have any of those, but I want to do that too.
All right.
Hey, we can.
That's great. I love simplicity. That's beautiful.
Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Wait a minute. This is not an interpretation I generally get for this card,
Oh.
but it's screaming in my head. I'm sorry. It's time for a makeover. It's time for a makeover. In your house, on your person, on your clothes. It's time for you to feel like you're new or something's new. You're about to go batshit crazy, excuse my language. So it's time to do something really beautiful for yourself or your surroundings.
Very nice.
It's not the card that I would say this for, but it screamed in my head. You'll get it.
Not. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Major. Okay, now Sharon, I happened to be at a wonderful workshop the other day on that card. Which one of those characters in that card has inspired, do you think, triggered it for you, what you just said?
It was Death himself with his little lagging feather falling over and the whole transformation, the need for transformation, but Death himself.
Okay.
Death himself. And then, the king is where is he? I can't. I'm like, they must have trampled him because he was out of fashion. I don't know. It's really just not a way I would interpret that card normally. But when stuff screams in your head, you have to say it. You have to say it.
Marvelous.
No,
Wow.
it's funny because I think my instinct might have been to interpret it just as you did because it is involved with a full moon, so it's just all about release.
Yes.
So it just seems to be saying like that drastic kind of transformation, that makeover, as you said, So yeah, it just seems to make perfect sense.
Okay, as long as it makes sense to you, because sometimes the stuff that comes out of my mouth is like.
All right.
So now
we're Scorpion right now.
Okay,
Scorpio.
so has the quincunx, is the quincunx going to emerge? Because this is where the Venus is. That Venus quincunxing the moon is in Scorpio. So I don't know if it will emerge.
How many times did she say quincunx?
I'll shut up. Off you go, Khalid.
All right, Scorpio, sun, moon, or ascendant? Ooh, this is very nice. Okay, so if there's something that you've been wanting for yourself for a while, but other people have been making you feel like you're not entitled to it. I think this full moon, the energy of this full moon, will make you feel like you are entitled to it, and that it's going to be the right time for you to do it, regardless of what other people think. Okay, It's sort of going to embolden you. It's going to embolden you to step out of these kind of, let's say, these mental traps of social morality that make you feel like a true endeavor that reflects who you are is not just like not proper, not mature, not ethical, whatever. So instead, focus on that. Okay, that one thing that other people have been making you feel is you're not entitled to, and release from your head. Use this full moon in Gemini time to release from your head all those mental restrictions that have been holding you back from pursuing this object that you need to pursue to really feel fulfilled and in control, and to really feel that you're manifesting your potential, right? Use this time to let go of those false mental restrictions. Okay, so any guesses?
Is it the 9 of Swords reversed?
No, but it is a Swords card. So it's the 7 of Swords.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sitting here writing.
Really happy
Wow.
now.
Yeah.
I was sitting there writing that mental traps of false social restrictions. I was like, just writing it. I liked that.
It is very much like take the kind of like take all the stuff that you should be doing and move forward with it, and
but you know what I felt.
Yeah.
What I felt when I picked up that card was like the clandestine kind of, secretive scenario that we're seeing here. This guy kind of running away with the sword. It really resonated here with the protective kind of secretiveness with which Scorpio people or people with Scorpio energy, they guard their desires and their true thoughts, So I really felt like this is like, no, don't be ashamed and don't be secretive and kind of clingy with what you really want. Instead, manifest it and let go of all the, the mental restrictions that are making you feel like, you don't have the right to do that.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. Gosh, round 3 already.
Finish him.
Okay, so for the Sagittarius people, this is interesting, and I'll tell you why in a second when I go back and review the different ways that this is impacting the different fire signs. Because again, it's like it's a very powerful spot for you, I think, Sagittarius. What you're being asked to do, rather than, again, like I said, sort of with the Leos, where it's not so much a let go, but a replace. This is not so much a let go as a redefine, as a blending with what is with something that just works better. So especially parts of yourself that are segmented, parts of your practice. When I say your practice, I mean just like your day-to-day life. If your job and your home life or your exercise routine, just things, your diet, just parts of you that are not really cohesive and helping the greater whole. It's a really good time to figure out how all the little segments of what's important to you, how that can all actually look when it's put together in what you would consider to be a balanced schedule, if you will. And a second message also, Sagittarius people, if you are in a space in your life, which many of us are, where you can't physically be going places, what you're being asked to do is sort of replicate the experience of exploration with what you have. So whether you could do maybe like a little local trip somewhere, or you can do some sort of guided visualization that takes you somewhere else, or just watch a movie that really transports you and teleports you, or look through old pictures of a time that you went somewhere. It's just, you're being asked to kind of replicate, to satisfy that explorer nature in you that you maybe can't do right now. Bring that back in, weave that in whatever way you possibly can. So this is why I think it's very interesting, because with the Aries people, this is like straight up, just let it go, walk away. With the Leo people, I said it's not a letting go so much as a replacing. As soon as the thing, you're just switching what's in your mind. And then here with the Sagittarius, it's like, but blend it together. So it's really interesting, the powerful way that this moon is affecting all of the fire signs, but just from very different angles. So that's really interesting. Yeah, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius people. Yeah.
Lovely. I like that temperance card.
I do too. I mean, this is a good moon.
Yeah. Definitely. It's very nice. Okay, so the last of the earth signs, the big old Capricorn. Okay, how is Capricorn going to handle, or best handle, this full moon in Gemini? If you are sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, here's your message. Okay, we are going on the Capricorn with gratitude. Gratitude rather than the letting go. It's look at what you have got. No matter how bad things may be, no matter how affected you might have been by the coronavirus, all is not lost. Look at what you have got and know that you can work with what you have got to kind of like move forward. But it's not just recognize what you've still got, it's actually appreciate what you have still got, which is different from just recognizing it. It's like you really have something really, really valuable that has its own life force and organic growth. So go with that. Just embrace it on this full moon and then move forward. Fairly obvious card.
Queen of
No.
Pentacles.
Or Page of Pentacles.
I got the 5 of Cups reversed. So my whole attention was on those 2 cups. Those 2 cups that he has still got. It just put my whole attention on those. And it's with those 2 cups that he has the power to kind of like move forward and get on with things by turning around and not just recognizing them, appreciating them. They are of real value. And I think because it's the full moon, I think they're of more value than you are actually kind of realizing. So look deeply into them, because they're going to work for you.
Nice.
I bow down after my final earth card. Okay.
Hey, quick question, astrology people. When does the sun go into Sagittarius?
When does the sun go into Sagittarius?
Yeah.
Late November.
So around
that would be
November 22 or 23.
Yeah, do you want me to quickly?
No, that's okay. Just because like November 30th is when the sun is in Sagittarius, and it's just kind of cool with that temperance. Like we've got the little sun rising up in the Sagittarius card, so it's almost like the thing that you like. This is a really great time for you. The whole time the sun is in your sign, and that work that you do during that full moon will just last kind of through that whole phase. Sorry to bring that back in, but that sun is just sitting there like blinking at me.
Capacity.
Yeah,
it's really cool. So enjoy that, Sagittarius. It's your time to shine.
Yeah,
Very
the
nice.
actual dates though change from year to year. It depends.
It's around the 20th, 21st, isn't it? Roughly.
Yeah.
We can look it up if you want, Cassidy. It won't take a sec.
Oh, that's okay. That was just one other thing with the
Okay.
sun showing up. So very cool. Thanks, Astro people.
Aquarius.
Okay. Aquarius. That'll be us,
Great.
Cassidy.
This is definitely not a time for pushing away. This is a time for I want to say exploring, getting to know the people around you, getting to know your environment. Wait, I got to show you the card because they're like keeping their 6 feet distance. So this can be done while keeping your distance.
Oh my God.
This is a good time for Aquarius, this Gemini moon. Aquarius has a tendency to sometimes step back and remove themselves emotionally from a situation. I think it's a fantastic defense mechanism that I would pay money for. I would. But sometimes they will get into the habit of doing that. Like my son does it really bad, where he's like always in detachment mode. He's always in ice prince mode, like hands off. So for Aquarius, it's time to step out of defense mode and detachment mode and put yourself into the world around you, because no matter what anybody says, there's the little rumor that Aquarians don't have souls like gingers. It's not true. I know for a fact that Aquarian can love deeply and strongly and damn beautifully. So step out of isolation mode, step out of work mode, Mandy, and spend time with the people around you. Okay?
Very
Thank
nice.
you. Very nice.
Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah, lovely.
Detachment is one of my favorite pastimes, so I'm gonna have to work on that.
Well, just for this Gemini moon, 3 days. Come on, you can handle it, Cassidy.
No, I think that will hit for a lot of people. Excellent message. Thank you.
Right. So for Pisces, the imaginative, maybe the most imaginative and versatile among the water signs. What's the message? This is the card that you got, Mandy, already.
Oh.
Okay. I think this is a good time for people with Pisces energy to really use their imagination, to kind of sense how they are connected to other types of life, other creatures, okay, not just humans, okay. It's a good time for them to try to imagine and think about how they are, as humans, are like inextricably tied to other life forms. And I think in doing so, they will feel actually empowered in spite of all the restrictions in place because of the pandemic. Like they'll be empowered because, at least in the headspace, that will make them feel like more expansive, that they can grow their identity, their self-image in a new way, So yeah, definitely thinking beyond the ordinary, and beyond, not just beyond the ordinary, but beyond the human, Yeah. So I got Page of Wands upright.
Yes. Lovely.
Yeah.
What a lovely interpretation for that card.
Yeah.
Because like what stood out really were the salamanders on the tunic.
Ah.
They really stood out to me.
And also kind of this connection with the branch of the tree and the leaves. It was like nature, you know. We live on this planet, isn't it? That's sort of tied in with things other than human. Yeah. That's lovely.
Yeah, I just really felt like all those salamanders out there at the tunnel, they're like kind of clamoring for attention, and actually sort of, this is difficult to explain, but it's like they're already there, but they just need to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to be recognized and internalized. Yeah, all of these like different like traces of animal existence that lie are all around us.
Wonderful. So I think I love the fact that we both got that card, we both got it upright, and yet we both interpreted it in such very, very different ways. You know, and that's the beauty of reading tarot intuitively. Just thought it was just a sort of an obvious example has just happened in this video. So just to mention that. So I hope you all enjoyed your tarot readings relating to the full moon in Gemini. I mean, if you are interested in having a very, very personal reading, either sort of based on your astrology or just a tarot reading, we can do just tarot, just astrology, or both. We all do private consultations. So please check us out on our website, www.thepomegranate.grove.com. Somebody else say about the YouTube, because I'm not very good at the instructions here. Subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel, right? We have something
Hit
new
the
coming
bell.
up all the time.
Yes, yeah,
Subscribe,
Yeah.
like, or comment. Yeah, if you, and
Yeah,
let us
definitely.
know.
We're always really interested in what people have to say, you know. We're interested
Absolutely.
to know, you know, to what degree the messages we're picking up resonate with you, you know. So
Yeah.
please feel free, please jump into commentary mode, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified about every new video we put out, and they're going to be coming out regularly.
Yeah, so we've got the moons twice a month, so in a couple of weeks we'll be bringing out the new moon in Sagittarius video. Every week we also have deck of the week, so we look at different tarot decks, which is really, really fascinating. And we've got kind of more things that are kind of soon to be released, so keep watching this space. Thank you for watching, and it's bye from Mandy.
Bye from Sharon.
Bye everyone.
See you next time. Bye bye.